Today I'm going to discuss accommodations. That's often seen on your IEP towards the back, accommodations. So once you determine that your child needs special education, once you determine the least restrictive environment, now it's time to consider accommodations. It's best that you break it down by subject or areas of disability, such as have he or she sit in the front of the class. It is a proven fact that any child, regardless of whether they have a disability or not, sits in the front of the class, they achieve higher grades. They're closer to the board, they're closer to the teacher, they get better grades. Proven fact. This is called preparational seating on the accommodations. Everybody should have that checked. Sit your child away from a window. Sit your child away from the classroom door. In front of the class. Extended time on classroom assignments or tests. If your child works a little slow, work completion is not their strong suit, ask for the accommodation of extended time. They will get extra time to complete the assignment and turn it in without having their grade penalized. This can also be true for tests. Nothing like an anxious child worried that they cannot complete something in a certain amount of time, so they either rush through the test and get the answers wrong, or they get anxious about the time and unable to do the test. This way, the child will be able to relax. Giving the answers verbally. Some kids just aren't good test takers. If the teacher allows the child to verbally tell her the answers and she can write it down, or verbally let the teacher know what she knows, this should be an accommodation. This would shock a lot of people, that if you think your child is not paying attention in class and he really is listening, teacher just stop and take the time to ask the right questions and allow your child to verbalize the answers. He or she would be surprised. Extra set of textbooks at home. If your child has a problem with remembering to bring certain textbooks home for homework, if you have an extra set at home, this helps solve that problem. They can say, Mommy, I can't do my homework because I left my science book at home, at school, when you already have one at home. The beginning of the year, you will go to the school and pick up the textbooks. Older children have a way to access most textbooks online. So when your child gets into middle school or high school, that might not be accommodation that can be used. A calculator to be used during math. A lot of teachers will frown on this because they want your child to be able to do the calculations in their head. I found a lot of teachers that say once the child is able to show them how to do it with a pen and pencil, they will allow them to use a calculator after the fact to help speed up the process. A calculator cannot be used on tests, though, because they're testing on what your child knows. Having notes given to them in advance. Child has a problem filling out notes in class. They have a writing difficulty. Having the notes given to them ahead of time is a good idea. He can still participate in the class as note-taking is going on, but it already be given to him so he doesn't have to stop and write. He can just follow along, and more effort is given to him actually paying attention to the lecture than it is having him to worry about how fast he can write a note. Modification I would not recommend you modify the curriculum. That would affect their diploma that they get at the end of the year. The more they modify your child's curriculum and what they learn, the least likely they are to get a general diploma, and they would get what you call a special education diploma, which would make it so they could not get into a 2-year, 4-year college, or even join the military. Thank you.